Welcome to Python Functions. In this lesson, you will learn what functions are, why they matter, and how to use them in real Python code. Functions help you organize your code, avoid repetition, and solve real problems more easily. Let us get started. Running the cell now. What is a function? A function is a piece of code you give a name to. It can take inputs called arguments, run some code, and can give something back called a return value. Running the cell now. Let us create your first function. This one just says hello. This is a comment. It explains the code for humans. We define a function named say_hello. It does not need any input. Inside the function, it prints the greeting hello. Now we call the function so it runs and prints the message. Running the cell now. Try making your own function that prints a greeting with your favorite animal. Why use functions? Functions save time because you write code once and use it many times. They make your code easier to read and change. You can break big problems into smaller steps. Running the cell now. Let us learn how to pass information into a function. This is a comment showing what comes next. We define a function named greet that takes one piece of information called name. Inside, it prints a hello message for whatever name is given. We call the function with Sam, so it greets Sam. We call it again with Ava, and this time it greets Ava. Running the cell now. What would happen if you called greet with your own name? Try it. Let us see how a function can give back information. This comment shows what the code will do. We define a function called square. It takes a number and returns the number times itself. The return line sends the answer back to where the function was called. When we call square with 4, it gives back 16. We store that in a variable called result. Finally, we print the result, so we see 16. Running the cell now. Practice, write your own function that returns double the number you give it. Let us try a function with two inputs. This code shows a function using two inputs, called parameters. The add function takes a and b, and returns their sum. Return gives the answer back to your program. We call add with 3 and 7, and store the answer. Print shows us that the sum is 10. Running the cell now. Try changing the numbers to see how the function responds with new values. What if your function could talk to the person using your program? This code comment explains the next block. We define a function that asks for someone's favorite color. It waits for the user to type a response. After the input, it always prints a friendly message. Calling the function runs the input and prints the reply. Running the cell now. Practice, change the message to fit your style. Best practices, naming functions. Pick clear names for your functions. Use lowercase letters and underscores, like get_total. Name your function for its job, like send_email. Running the cell now. What happens when you do not use the return keyword? The comment hints at the question here. We define laugh, which only prints and does not return anything. The logic only uses print for the joke. When we call laugh and save its result, there is nothing to store as a return value. Printing result shows us it is none, which means empty or nothing. Running the cell now. Try making a function that only prints, and another that returns a value. Notice the difference. You can build bigger ideas by having functions work together. This code shows a comment about what is happening. We make a function that multiplies your number by 2. Then another function reuses double to multiply a number by 4. It does this by calling double twice. Calling quadruple with 3 gives us 12. Running the cell now. Practice, write your own triple or half function. Sometimes you want your function to work even if the user does not give a value. This comment shows the next idea. Our function can say hello to anyone, and if no name is given, it uses their. Printing the message uses whatever name is passed, or the default value. Calling with no input says hello, there. Calling with Jamie says hello, Jamie. Running the cell now. Can you add another parameter with a default value? Give it a try. You can return a pair, or many things, from a function. This shows a function that does 2 jobs at once. We find the smallest number and the largest number in a list. We use built-in minute and max to search our numbers. Returning them together gives a pair of results. We set up a list with 4's values. Calling the function gets both answers at once. Printing shows us the smallest and largest. Running the cell now. Try making a function that returns both the sum and length of a list. Avoid repeating the same code by using functions to handle the work. This code shows how to stop repeating yourself. We make a function that prints the message as many times as we want. A for loop counts up for the right number of times. Each time, we print the message. Calling the function with goTeam and 3 repeats the cheer. Running the cell now. Write a function that prints a star or heart 5 times for practice. Sometimes we want to get information from the user and use it outside the function. The comment explains the combined idea. We define get_number, which asks the user for a number. Input collects a string. We use int to turn it into a real number. Return lets us use the number beyond the function. We store the result from get_number in num. Printing num shows the value the user typed. Running the cell now. What happens if the user enters something that is not a number? Can you fix that? Here is how you can handle mistakes when input is not a number. This function is safer. It will not break if the user types the wrong thing. Try opens a block to watch for errors. Getting input and turning it into a number may go wrong. If all goes well, we return the number. If converting to a number fails, we go to accept. We let the user know and return none, which means no result. Call the function and save what comes back. Print the result afterward, so you can see if it worked. Running the cell now. YouTube tip: if you learned something, like and subscribe. Comment what you want to see next. There are fast function shortcuts called lambdas. This comment introduces a new kind of function. Lambda lets you write a simple function in 1 line. We use it to double 6, which gives 12. Running the cell now. Try making a lambda that adds 5 to any number. Now let us use functions to sort through a list. The comment shows we will mix functions and loops. We make a function that checks if a number is even. There is a list of numbers. We make an empty list for even numbers. Go through each number using a for loop. If is_even says it is true, add it to the list. At the end, print all the even numbers we found. Running the cell now. Can you write your own is_odd function? Try collecting all the odd numbers. You can put functions inside other functions to group them together. The comment hints at a technique called nesting. Calculator defines add and subtract inside itself. Each inner function does its own task. The last line returns the 2 answers. We call calculator to get both results. Print shows both answers, add gives 9, subtract gives 5. Running the cell now. Can you write a calculator that doubles and triples numbers? Give it a try. You may not know how many items someone will send your function. We use *args to grab any number of values into a tuple. Now we can work through each one with a loop. Print shows every argument, no matter how many are given. Here we call the function with 3 fruit names. Running the cell now. Try giving show_args just 1 item, or 6. See what happens. If you want to give your function named arguments, use ***quargs. The double star collects pairs of names and values into a dictionary called quargs. The for loop goes through each pair. Printing shows all the keyword arguments provided. We run the function with a dog name and age. Running the cell now. Practice, add more named arguments, like color or breed. Let us do a quick project, converting temperatures. This function turns degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit. Return gives the temperature in the right units. We ask the user for the temperature in Celsius. Turn the string into a number with float. Run the conversion function and print the answer. Running the cell now. Practice, try your favorite temperature. Can you swap to Fahrenheit to Celsius? Here is part 2, a simple calculator with different functions. We define for math functions, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Divide has an if to stop errors if there is 0 on the bottom. Each function returns the answer right away. Print shows a menu to the user. We ask what operation you want. Input lets you pick by number. We also get 2 numbers from the user and convert them to floats. Then we use if and elif to choose the math operation. Each choice calls the matching function and prints the answer. If the choice is not valid, the last print tells the user it did not work. Running the cell now. Practice with this calculator. Try out every option and see how the functions work together. Final tips for writing great functions. Write short functions. If your function does too many things, break it up. Use comments to explain why, not just what. Test your functions with different kinds of input. Share your best tip in the comments for others. Keep practicing, and you will build your coding muscles. Running the cell now. Summary. You learned how to create and call basic functions, pass values in and get values out, handle mistakes and write safer code, use built-in and Lambda functions, build projects using functions. Now it is your turn. Try making a function for something you love. Running the cell now. YouTube tip, like, subscribe, and comment with your favorite function idea.